and this is this episode this week. Thank you guys so much. We're just gonna go ahead and get started with our first guest. We have lovely third. I'm not sure if we're gonna cut to break or we're just gonna. Well, we're gonna cut. My producer over there saying we're. So we're gonna jump to cut and then we'll come back because we've got a jam-packed show this week. So. Hey guys, welcome back to Slate Me. That's such a lag, sorry. Okay. Hey guys, welcome back to Slate Me. I'm your host. Sorry, we're just gonna do it. All right, this is my guest. Can you hear me? Hey. Hello. Hello. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Awesome. Yes, I can hear you. Perfect.
So how are you, Sam?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. I think there's a little bit of delay there.
Oh, there's
A few
definitely
seconds,
a
maybe.
delay.
Well, thanks for having me on.
Oh, thank you for coming and talking to me today. So for everyone who doesn't know you, do you want to go ahead and introduce yourself for everyone?
Sure. I'm Bill Frost.
Hi.
I reside in Jacksonville, North Carolina. I'm involved with the film industry, do some acting, writing, producing, directing, work full-time for the Marine Corps, training Marines at Camp Lejeune School of Infantry East. Been here 12 years. I have a
No way.
martial arts school I run and own here locally, and I'm a professional magician. Woof!
That is quite a job title.
And it's all fun. And I get paid for all of it, so that makes life a little better.
That's actually quite interesting because my brother is also Marine and is stationed at Camp Lejeune right now, so that's awesome.
Well, if he is in the infantry, then he will surely run across me sometime in the future.
Unfortunately, infantry, but that's so cool that you do that, and thank you for your service.
I appreciate it. Thank you for your brother's service.
Awesome. So I guess we'll just jump right into the questions, and I guess we'll go ahead and just start with what kind of projects are you working on right now?
I just finished up a project called Devil's Hitching Post. It's a kind of a steampunk western film that was shot in Louisiana. I spent about 12 days there. I had a lot of fun with that. Jonah Monet is the writer, director, and lead star in that film, who's also probably going to be coming on board as co-director in my feature film I'm getting ready to shoot hopefully next month or the month after that. Feature film I wrote, it's called Right About Me. It's a thriller horror genre, feature film length, and we're excited to get that going here locally in Eastern North Carolina. And we have a film called Edge of Darkness. It's a kind of a vampire click, kind of a, I guess it's a vampire story, three different types of I guess I should say clans, families of vampires and things kind of battle it out in Edge of Darkness, another feature film. And then we have what we are calling, what we used to call the Alex Kelvin syndrome. They just went through another name change, I guess. And honestly, I can't even think of the name of it. They just changed it. Anyway, it's the page is still up. Alex Kelvin Syndrome, another feature film. It's a romance comedy that I'm excited to take a lead role in, and the executive producer of The Edge of Darkness. I have a lead role in that, as well as the executive producer. And my film, I'm playing a lead role, executive producer, writer, director for that. And we have a few short films that we're going to be doing in between. So I have a very, very busy year.
Yeah, I can tell.
But all fun stuff. Going to be working with a lot of great people, a lot of local talent here in North Carolina, really spanning across the state. So most of them are coming from central North Carolina, so around the Raleigh area,
Mhm.
a few around Charlotte, and we have a few in Wilmington, and just myself in Jacksonville.
Awesome. That's super cool because I'm here from Dallas, Texas. So I'm sure the film industry there in North Carolina is a lot different than here. So that's super interesting to hear.
Yeah, I did a really fun film. It was a feature film. I had a great role in. I was a lead antagonist in a feature film shot in Austin, Texas, there called Shiloh. I was the fight choreographer as well. I do a lot of fight choreography for films. But first time in Texas. I loved Austin. I've never been to Dallas, but love the state.
Awesome. Yeah. Dallas is definitely very different from Austin. So,
I'm sure. Yeah, I kind of figured Austin seems more kind of like I guess it's more of a college town. Is that
for
right?
sure. Yeah.
Yeah. But I have a friend of mine going back to my magic. I've been doing magic for over 20 years,
That's so cool.
and the guy, yeah, the man who taught me magic was actually in the FBI, and he was stationed there in the Dallas office. Yeah, kind of strange.
There's a
We
Dallas
went to the same.
FBI office here. What?
Oh yeah, yeah, they got FBI all over in every state,
That's awesome.
several different neighborhoods. Yeah.
Learn something new every day.
So make sure you behave. But you do some acting yourself, don't you, Sam?
I do. I am an actor by trade, but I also do directing and producing and assistant directing and kind of everything else as well.
Awesome. And you're getting started at a young age. It's really good.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And for yourself, you kind of do a whole lot of different things. So how do you manage, having a day job in the Marines and also doing acting and magic on the side?
Luckily for me, the schedule and base is pretty flexible. I work full time, but I'm the supervisor there. I run the place. So typically, anytime there's no Marines there training that I have to support directly, then I can take time off to go and do film projects. Writing just occurs all the time, continuous when I'm writing films. The martial arts school I own and run has been there 12 years. I've been teaching there since 1995, but the school's been there 12 years. And I have black belts that run it for me, my students who have trained with me over some of them over 15 years.
Wow.
So when I'm not there, they run the place. The place just kind of runs on its own with them. And the magic shows are just whenever I schedule them. And these are kind of these are magic shows that involve illusions, some larger type illusions, levitating women or cutting them in two or three pieces or what have you. So it's a lot of fun. They take a lot of prep and organization. So those I just kind of pick dates in between my filming, and yeah, I guess that's basically it.
That's
I like to
so
stay
cool.
busy. Like
Yeah.
keeps me out of trouble. Life is short, so
Just got to do it all at once.
if you can.
Well, thank you so much for coming on the show today.
You're very welcome. Thanks for having me.
There is one question before you go that I ask all of my guests that come on the show. And that is, what would be your best piece of advice for a young actor coming into this industry?
My best advice for a young actor coming into this industry?
Mm-hmm.
Well, you're going to hear no a lot. And a lot of people, when they hear no or I'm not interested, they tend to want to give up. And one thing is for certain, if you give up, then you will definitely lose out on a lot of opportunities, but you should be persistent. Hone your craft, experience as much as possible in life. You'll find that the personal experiences you have in life empower you, and these personal experiences carry over in your acting. So for me, for instance, the magician, I was a police officer, I was a Marine, I was a full contact champion. All these things, all the roles I've ever done have involved something that I've done in real life.
Uh-huh. That is
So I encourage everyone to,
so cool. Sorry.
yeah, I encourage everyone to get out there and live life, experience different things, learn how to shoot guns, learn, take some martial arts classes, go out there and learn how to hike or climb or whatever it is. The more experience, the better. And it carries over more naturally when you're acting. And don't give up. Never give up.
Well, awesome. Thank you so much, Bill, for coming on the show.
You're very welcome, Samantha. Thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
Before you go, is there any social media or anything that we can keep up with you in your work anywhere?
Yeah, Facebook, obviously, but my website is www.actorbillfrost.com.
Awesome.
And if you're interested in my martial arts site, it's www.frostwushu.com. That's FROSTWUSHU.com. And my professional magic site is frostmagic.com.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, and keep up what you're doing.
Absolutely. Yeah. Take care, Samantha. Thank you so much.
Thank you. You too. Have a nice rest of your day.
Good luck. You too.
Bye.
Bye.
That I did. I wrote it, I directed it, and I starred in it with a few friends. It's called Old.
Hey guys, welcome back to Slate Me. I'm your host Samantha here, and this is my guest Ronnie. Hi.
Hi, how are you?
Do you want to introduce yourself to everyone?
Hi, I'm Ronnie Hummel. I'm in the film industry. I wear many hats, but mostly casting these days, and some directing too.
Wow. So what kind of projects are you working on right now?
Well, I just wrapped on a short film. It's a SAG short that I did. I wrote it, I directed it, and I starred in it with a few friends. It's called Old Broads. And it worked out so well that we decided to go ahead and do a second and third episode so we can bring more actors into the plot.
Wow. Whoa.
So it's going to be a lot of fun.
So
yeah, it's a comedy.
Okay, so what was the first episode about mostly?
The first episode is about Sam and Tabitha. They're sisters that have had to move in together. One of the sisters, Sam, that would be me, her husband died, left her with no money, nothing, except a lot of bills that were not paid.
Debt.
Her sister, Tabitha, who is free spirit, kind of hippie, never really worked, has had to move in with her, and she's just free, willing, and spiritual, and does things that Sam doesn't approve of. So anyway, the bottom line is they get their electricity cut off, their water cut off, and it's all the little adventures that they have to go on to be able to live and survive. So it's all the people they meet and the characters and the things they have to do that make it a lot of fun.
Wow.
You'll have to watch it.
I have to watch it.
Yes.
Where can they watch it?
Well, right now we are going to be submitting, as soon as it's finished, we're going to be submitting it to film festivals, probably for the next year or so, and then we'll make it available for people to be able to see. Same thing with the second and third episodes. We've decided to film festival it, run it through the circuit, and then we'll bring it back so everybody can watch.
Awesome, yeah, that sounds super cool.
Yeah, we're going to see how it does with the audiences out there first, and then we'll go from there. It may make it a large feature.
Wow.
Which would be fun.
In the works, guys.
Exactly.
Okay, so I met you as a casting director. So what
Yes.
kind of films and shows have you casted so far?
Oh my goodness. Well, I started about 5 years ago working for different people. Most people in this area, DFW area, know me for working with AMS Pictures on Murder Made Me Famous, Scandal Made Me Famous. So I did a lot of casting for them in the last 3 years for the Reels Network. So I met a lot of actors, a lot of people through that, and I've done some work for some productions out of Louisiana, Shreveport area. Done some work for Twyla Barnett with Whacked Academy, Weatherford. Right? I know. I work closely with Twyla and some of the agents in this area.
Awesome, yeah. So one of the questions that I, as an actor, love talking to casting directors about is like, what is the kind of things that you look for when you cast parts?
Talent. Really, I do look, and I will say, I do look, I've seen so many auditions. Probably the biggest thing, the pet peeve I have is people that, actors need to make great auditions. And it's not just with their talent, but being off the script, knowing how to face the camera, knowing exactly what to do in front of the camera, and just bringing on, you know, the talent and the gifts that you have in front of the camera. But it's knowing how to audition first and foremost. I've seen so many, and it's something that's needed here. I think we need a good workshop on auditioning.
Oh, y'all hear it out there,
and I will be doing that coming
acting
up.
coaches, get your, now everyone's gonna wanna find one of those.
Well, and it has to do with look, the character, the look. You always want to look the type and the character that's mentioned in the script, and follow the script thoroughly, and slate. You always want to slate. So just keep those things in mind. I mean, I'm going to be doing a workshop coming up really soon, and that's going to be part of it, is learning how to audition properly.
Awesome. Yeah, that's super helpful. I've taken a couple of workshops with different people on those kind of things.
Very good.
Because honestly, like, I don't do a whole lot of auditions, especially now that I'm working mostly behind the camera, doing directing and things like that. But auditions are important.
What do you want to do? Do you want to do acting, or do you want to do production? Now, you can do both, but I could see you doing acting, a little bit of acting too.
What the plan is I'm doing both at the moment, but I want to go to school to be a director.
Oh, good. We need more female directors. High five it, girl.
Lady power.
I'm so happy to hear that.
Well, that's basically because I feel like acting, you mostly learn through experience and going through life. Yes. But with directing, you need to have the technical knowledge.
Yes.
So absolutely. I want to go to like college to be a director or even assistant director.
Yes.
I like doing both. So,
I totally agree with that. We need more strong female directors.
and I think that I have a very strong personality type, so I think I could do it. I love doing it, but I want to go and, you know, be an actress on as well, but like,
Well,
definitely
that's
leaning
good
more
because
towards
there's a
directing.
lot of directors that have never acted. They came out as a director but have not been, you know, in front of the camera. So you become an actor's director when you do that. You learn the techniques in front of the camera. You know what actors need, and you know how to get them going.
And I know how to make a shot look good.
Exactly. So you can do both. This is a smart girl.
Yeah, because I like doing
so
both.
proud of
Because
you.
thank you. Because you get kind of both sides of the perspectives. Like
Right.
if I'm acting in something, I know a director's perspective of how I need to look on camera and how I need to cheat myself to make the other person look good too.
This
But as a
young
director,
lady is so wise. Y'all need to hire her. Put her in your films. I mean, behind or in front of the camera.
because even as a
She's
director,
amazing.
because
Oh my gosh.
if an actor doesn't know how to do it, like I know how to do it from an actor's perspective to
Yes.
make them know.
Yeah.
So I kind of like having both experience.
And you have a lot of energy too.
Thank you.
I like that. She's
Thank
very
you.
energetic. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you so much.
Good job.
Awesome,
Do y'all know
yeah.
how old she is? And I'm not gonna say.
Younger than
She's
you think.
awesome though. Very.
Well, thank you so
I'm
much, Ronnie,
intrigued.
for coming on the
Thank
show today.
you. Thank you. It was a pleasure.
So before we go, there's one question I always ask all of my guests to come on the show.
Oh, great.
And that is, what would be your best piece of advice for a young actor coming into this business?
Train, train, train. Coaching. Know what you're doing before you get out there in the world in front of directors, and know exactly what you're doing, please. So training is very, very important.
Yeah, I agree with
mean-
that, and I can add on top of that. Just don't train with just one acting coach.
No.
Go and explore the realm of acting coaches. There are so many of
Yes.
them with so many different teaching styles
And
so many
workshops.
different.
So many workshops too. There's some great workshops out there.
You learn a lot.
Yes. Training is very important.
Awesome, yeah. So, is there anywhere
Yeah.
that we can find you and keep up with your work and stuff and get
I'm
in
on.
contact with you?
I'm on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn. I'm out there, so anybody can find me pretty much. And with Dallas County Talent, through Twyla Barnett, to WACT Academy, you can always find me through her. We work really closely together on Dallas County Talent, so you can find me there.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Ronnie, for coming on the show.
Thank you.
And I will see y'all guys in just a second.
Toodles.
Hello?
Hello, Mr. Jameson. I have your daughter.
She's not in her room. I searched the entire house. She's gone.
What have you done with my daughter?
Easy, killer. Concentrate at the job at stake so we can be an effective team.
My business associate said you're the best at what you do.
This little girl's daddy wants you to know that he's the one that sent me to take you out. I'm already aware that your daughter is missing. When I've got a package to deliver, I've got a package to deliver. No! Please, no! Now, the next time you see me, I will have your daughter, and she will be safe and sound.
Hey guys, welcome back to Slate Me. I'm your host Samantha here, and this is my guest Fred Kuehl. Hey, how are you doing?
I'm doing great, Samantha. How are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great.
Awesome. Yes. Do you want to tell us, for everyone who doesn't know you, what you do and who you are?
Sure. Yeah, so obviously I'm Fred Kuehl. I'm both an actor, I'm a writer, a screenplay writer, and I'm a film director. But I've also worn many hats as well because I've also helped out as a script supervisor. I've also been a camera operator on a web series. So I wear many hats when I work on set.
Awesome. Yeah, and you've done a few featured films that have been in distribution, put on shelves. So you want to kind of tell us a little bit about some of the films you've done in the past?
Yeah, sure. So, well, my main one was a feature film called Streets of Harvest, which was a faith-based police crime drama involving 2 police officers on the streets of Dallas who are investigating the murder of these 2 women who were brutally murdered inside of a Dallas nightclub. And they find out that it's a issue that involves actual drug dealers in the streets of Dallas trying to bring a shipment of drugs into the Dallas-Fort Worth area.
Awesome, and we have a trailer for that, so we're going to go ahead and watch the Streets of Harvest trailer,
Okay.
and we'll come back and we can talk a little bit more about it.
Sure, great.
Okay, God. Why are you doing this to me? Why is this happening?
Police! Don't move! Where's Jessica Davis? Where is she?
She's in the bedroom.
We got a civilian in the hospital. We got no drugs. We got no suspects in custody. You guys are supposed to be on top of this. What's going on?
Look, it's time to go to plan B.
You've involved yourself in our business.
Whoa, hold on. I didn't say nothing. I swear I didn't say nothing.
Hey, sweetie, this isn't a good time.
This is not your sweetie. I got your wife.
Stand down, Harrison.
I can't.
Then give me your gun and your badge.
Man, listen to yourself. You're a Christian, for crying out loud.
They have my wife, and I'm gonna do whatever it takes to get her back.
Ryan!
Did you edit that yourself, or who edited that, put that together?
I did edit the entire movie and the trailer myself. What I usually will do is I always try to make sure that it's not entirely just my vision. I usually will like turn the film over to someone else. So, because anytime a film director is actually working on their own films, you can become very numb to the project because you're so used to saying, okay, well, I like this scene, well, I actually like this shot, and but before you know it, you end up just not making the right decisions. So a lot of times I'll turn what I've actually have edited and I turn it over to another person. So I was turning it over to my assistant directors at the time and just trying to say, is this working? Am I on the right track? And a lot of times they bring some feedback to me and say, well, you need to tweak this here and tweak this here.
Oh, yeah.
And basically I got a lot of good feedback from it.
Awesome, yeah, that's super cool. So is that the only feature film that you have produced currently? Or,
Currently, yes. I've done a couple of short films here and there for the RAG Focus Film Competition. But I had another film that I was in the works with. It was a film called The Great Altar, which was going to be my second feature film. And as well as where we have a great concept, and I definitely know that the distributor, Black Wolf Media Group, they're definitely going to jump on it because it's a faith-based film, but it's a horror film. You don't really see a whole lot of that in the North Texas film scene.
yeah.
But the thing was, we had some difficulties with commitments and just having some difficulty with finding the right people to work with on the set. So I've kind of put the project on hold just for the time being, but the goal is to try to regroup myself, just take a short break, and then try to hopefully by 2018 try to get everything up and running again.
Awesome, yeah. So how long have you been doing the acting biz?
Since 2011. It's about 6 years.
Wow, that's insane. So
Yeah.
how did you even start getting into that here in Dallas?
I got ripped off a few times by a few companies that said they could offer me some gigs here and there, and really all it was for was just basically just collecting money from me, and I really got nothing in return for it. But I started learning how to network and get more connected to the film scene here in the North Texas area. It first started off with me working on it was a documentary called Silent Cries, it was a documentary that was trying to address this, what's called congenital heart disease in young children. It was called hypoplastic left heart syndrome, which is a very rare disease that most kids have. That was my very first film, and still to this day, I'm very proud of it. But from there, that's when everything took off from there.
Awesome, yeah. So this is kind of a hard question to ask you because you're an actor, but you're also a director. But which one do you like more?
I like being behind the camera the most because that's when I'm finally seeing my vision come to life.
That's fair, yeah.
But honestly, I like both. It's just I just prefer being behind the camera the most.
That's, I can get with that. I can get behind that. Well, thank you so much, Fred, for coming and talking to me today.
Well, sure, absolutely.
It's a real honor because I was really looking forward to working on The Great Altar with you.
Yeah.
Because we've known each other for a while now, but we haven't actually had a chance to work with each other. So I was super excited about it. But hopefully it'll come back. It'll come back around. We'll get to it.
Yeah, it will come back around. But we were on Don't Drink the Water.
Oh yeah, for that day, I remember. Yeah. But I was really looking forward to really getting in there and doing you directing and me acting.
Well, sure. Well, I mean,
instead of the other way around.
Well, I mean, it will come back around. Eventually, I will pick things back up and start directing again.
Awesome. Yeah. So there is one question that I ask all of my guests that come on the show, and that is, what would be your best piece of advice for a young actor coming into this business? I love hearing everyone's different answers.
Okay.
So.
Well, I could probably spend a good majority of my time trying to address all these little things I try to give out as pointers to actors. If I was to pick one, I'd say, if you want to be taken seriously as either an actor, a film director, whatever it may be, if you want to be taken seriously, then be serious about it. That involves, trying to harness your craft, trying to focus on, don't just be trying to think that you can go to an audition and think you can just make something happen. But at the same time, if you really want to show people that you're serious about being an actor or a filmmaker, then just the simple fact of you showing up and trying to put forth the effort is what I think is going to make you the most successful.
Awesome, yeah. Thank you so much.
Well, sure.
That's a really good piece of advice that I will take to heart for sure.
Well, sure.
Well, so since I love getting exposure on this show, so is there any social media or anywhere that we can get in contact with you for future projects when we work with you?
So, I mean, there's my Facebook accounts. I just have just one in particular.
Fred Keel.
Yeah. On Twitter, I'm at Fred Keel. I do have a YouTube channel that shows all the work I've done, which is, it's my production company, which is called Ocean Rising Productions. But I just have it on YouTube just as Ocean Rising, and it should be the very first YouTube channel that pulls up.
Awesome, yeah. Well, you want to talk a little bit about your production company before we leave? How did you get that started up?
I just started up because I really just, I got to that point in my acting career where I said, okay, I have some ideas for projects I'd like to do, so I was like, to heck with all this, let's start trying to see if I can come up with my own production company and start trying to produce my own films.
For sure.
And like I said, it started back in 2013, I guess. It was 2013 is when I started the production company, and I've been making my own film since then.
Yeah, if you can't find the work, make the work yourself.
Yeah.
That's how you got to do it.
Yeah.
So thank you so much, Fred, for coming and talking to me. I really enjoyed it.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Well, y'all guys hit him up. He's a great director. Got some acting work out there for him. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll come back with my musical guest. So I'll see you guys in just a little bit.
If I were the devil, if I were the prince of darkness, I'd want to engulf the whole world in darkness, but I wouldn't be happy until I had seized the ripest apple on the tree. Thee. To the young, I would whisper that the Bible is a myth. I would convince them that man created God instead of the other way around. I would confide that what's bad is good and what's good is square. I'd soon have families at war with themselves, churches at war with themselves, and nations at war with themselves, until each in its turn was consumed.
This Slate Me music segment is brought to you by the multi-Grammy Award-winning Blue Cat Studios, located in the King William District of San Antonio, and by Hohner Instruments, a music tradition since 1857, and by H. Jimenez Guitars, tradition with innovation.
Hey guys, welcome back to Slate Me. I'm your host Samantha here, and we're off to our musical segment, so I'll let him introduce himself and what he's singing. So here we go.
Hello, I'm Andrew Milkey. I'm going to play you guys some of my original tunes. This first one's called Gentleman's Blues. There's no more use in trying to be yourself. Better change your ways or sit up on that shelf. And nobody has to really know your style. Better fall right in or walk that lonely mile. And the gentleman will always seem to lose and drink his blues. Keep walking down that road, my friend. One day you're gonna find your better end. Guns on your hips and a bottle in your hand. No way to tell just where this fire gonna land. And the gentleman will always seem to lose and drink his blues. And the gentleman will always seem to lose and drink his blues.
Hey guys, welcome back to Slate Me. I'm your host Samantha here, and this is Andrew. Hello.
Hello.
You want to go ahead and introduce yourself again and tell us your job description, what you do?
Oh, yes, my name's Andrew Milkey. I'm a singer-songwriter. I also work in the hotel industry here in Dallas.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, that's so cool. So as as far as I know, you're a self-taught musician, correct?
I am.
So how did you even go about starting to learn the guitar? Is that the only instrument you play?
Well, learning how to play guitar and play music was kind of just one of those things that was presented to me. It was like, hey, why don't you give this a shot? And I was just fascinated with sounds and performance and things like that. So I just started picking it up and listening to other things and started playing what I would hear. And then eventually that turned into me just coming up with stuff on my own. Like I would hear sounds in my head and then try to figure out a way to make it come out on the guitar.
That's fair.
And besides other instruments, I play guitar, bass, drums, piano, trumpet, quite a few things.
All that you just kind of picked up on the fly.
Yeah.
That's insane. So you're just probably one of those people that are just so musically gifted that you just kind of, you touch something and it starts playing music.
Gifted, obsessed.
Same thing, same difference. So how did you, get into songwriting?
Well, it was interesting. Someone asked me that question recently, and I actually had to sit down and think about it for a minute. But I figured out that me writing music was just a way for me to channel frustration and anger. Like I grew up in a really rough neighborhood in Dallas, and I was kind of picked on as a kid. So like instead of acting out, I went for music and writing and things like that, and it always helped.
Yeah, that's a good way to deal with it for sure. So currently, do you have like an album, or like how are you getting your music out for people to listen to?
Right now, I am strictly performance-based. I've been consistently told that I need to start figuring out a way to put something out, but for the last 10 years of my life, performing has really just been the key, because I really feel that like for my style of playing and my kind of show, like you're not going to get the full experience on a recording or something. You have to come see the live performance.
That's fair, yeah. So for the people watching, like how do you've been doing this for the past 10 years, so how have you, managed to get these gigs, and like where do you perform at? Like what kind of things do you do?
It's really just about networking and talking to people and, putting in some work on your own. Like you write the emails, you make the phone calls, and even if someone, says no to you, don't give up. Like, try to come up with something else and then go at it again, because there was a time when like getting a gig for me was really difficult, and now I'm playing probably 3-4 times a week.
Wow, that's really impressive. So it's kind of just like over the years you build up your contacts, you build up your
you just learn to write more music, and you got more that you can perform with. I'm not just going onto a stage and playing 4 or 5 songs. Like I can play a 3-4 hour show like it's nothing now, but that takes time and it takes years.
For sure, I agree. So how do you manage having, so you say you work in the hotel industry, so how do you manage having a day job and then also performing? Do you just do it at night, kind of like?
Take all aspects of relationships and all those other things, put those to the side, and just focus on your art and your work. Like I'm very, very much enjoying the hotel industry. I've been doing that for about 8 years now, and it's like when I wasn't at work, I was writing or I was playing a gig.
That's impressive. So you got work and you got music. You kind of just go for it.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah. So that's awesome. So we're gonna hear another song, but before we do that, do you want to kind of explain to us what the song that you just sung, what it's about? How did you write that?
Oh, I'd love to. Gentleman's Blues. The idea for that song came to me in a dream one night. I heard the D chord progression, and it was just very much like dark, like winding railroad, very spooky, backwoods, things of that nature. And I don't know, I just felt this very powerful sense of being alone and not feeling bad about it. It's just like, hey, every now and then you have to walk down this road by yourself. And that's kind of what that song was for me. It's me trying to tell everybody else, like, hey, it's okay to be alone every now and then, because trust me, you're not alone.
Yeah, that's true.
So yeah.
Awesome, yeah. So what is the next song you're going to be singing for us?
The next one I'm going to play for you guys is really special. The next one is my service industry song that I wrote called Holding It Down, because I truly believe as a child of the service industry and someone that's been doing it for a while, and a lot of my friends are in the service industry, that's one industry where it does not matter. Everybody in that industry works really hard, long hours for very little pay, but there's something that keeps bringing people back to it. And that's what this song is about. It's kind of like our service industry anthem. It's a song for the chefs, the servers, everyone.
Awesome, yeah. Well, thank you so much for coming and singing for us today. I really enjoy your voice. It's very, very, very nice.
Oh, thank you.
So is there anywhere that we can, see you and catch up with your gigs and try to come see you perform live?
Absolutely. If you download an app called Bands in Town, that's where you can see my constant list of shows I'll be playing in the city. I'll be playing at 8 Air Saloon in Deep Ellum on October 1st. It's an all-ages show from 8 p.m. till 11 p.m. And then I'm going to be playing downtown at Frankie's on October 13th. And there will probably be more shows in between all that.
Oh, yeah. So keep up with him, and I'm really excited to hear your next song. So thank you so much for coming on today.
Yeah, my pleasure.
Awesome. So we'll just cut over and we'll listen to him sing.
Okay, God. Why are you doing this to me? Why is this happening?
Please, don't move! Where's Jessica Davis? Where is she?
She's in the bedroom.
We got a civilian in the hospital. We got no drugs. We got no suspects in custody. You guys are supposed to be on top of this. What's going on?
Look, it's time to go to plan B.
You've involved yourself in our business.
Whoa, hold on. I didn't say nothing. I swear I didn't say nothing.
Hey, sweetie, this isn't a good time.
This is not your sweetie. I got your wife.
Stand down, Harrison.
I can't.
Then give me your gun and your badge.
Man, listen to yourself. You're a Christian, for crying out loud.
They have my wife, and I'm gonna do whatever it takes to get her back.
Ryan!
Hello again, I'm Andrew Milkey, and I'm going to play you guys one of my songs called Holding It Down. This is our service industry anthem. The choices that I made have led me where I need to be. I've been tossed to the bottom, raised to the top until there's so much left for me to see when I'm holding it down. For my sisters, brothers in the industry, we keep it up now. Living life few will never see. And we work all night for little to nothing, and there's nothing we would rather do than cook and serve and pour these drinks all through the night for you, because we're holding it down. For our sisters, brothers in the industry, we keep it up now. Living life few will never see. We ain't going home till 4 o'clock in the morning, cause the 9 to 5 is so damn boring. We ain't going home till 4 in the morning, cause the 9 to 5 is so damn boring. We ain't going home till 4 in the morning, cause the 9 to 5 is so damn boring. We ain't going home till 4 in the morning, the 9 to 5 is so damn boring. And we're holding it down, holding it down.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Andrew. That was a very lovely song. So this is the last segment of the show. You know, this is me telling everyone thank you so much for all of my guests for coming on the show, and thank you guys for watching, because if y'all guys weren't watching, there wouldn't be a show. So thank you guys so much, and I really again appreciate all of my guests for coming on the show today, and I thought I had a very lovely show today. It went very nice. So. I will see you guys again next Thursday at 7 p.m. Central Time. And tune in. Don't miss it. I'll see you guys then. Bye, guys.